안녕하세요, 여러분. So, 한국어 with an edge 오신 걸 환영합니다. I want to welcome everyone back. 저는 마민수입니다. 이름은 마민수입니다. And I wanted to come back on here and follow up with the grammar part of Sogang Korean lesson 1B, 1B lesson 1. So this is the 1B is the second half of the year. This is the first lesson of that, and I want to give you the grammar to support the conversation lesson that you'll see we did for 1B1. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Again, this whole 1B1 lesson is about taking trips or vacations. So you can see up there the text right next to that. Let's get the pointer back going on here. 내일, tomorrow, 여행, trip, 갈 거예요. And right there in that, we got the verb 가다, to go, and the 을 거예요 grammar pattern, which expresses a future intention. It's one of the things we're going to cover here in the grammar. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me fix a few things here. There we go. Just get that fixed up a little bit. All right, so let's take a look at. We've got three parts to the grammar lesson today. We've got the 을 거예요, which is the future intention grammar pattern. And then we've got number 2, 2번, 을 수 있어요 or 을 수 없어요. 을 수 있어요 is the ability to do something, or 을 수 없어요 means we don't have the ability to do something. And you know, we put that on the end of a verb sentence, so it could be like the ability to go, the ability to do, the ability to eat. Could be whatever verb that goes along with that. And then we've got 형용사, 형용사 adjectives, so a bunch of adjectives that we're going to cover here. So let's dive into this then. All right, beginning with 을 거예요. 을 거예요 is the future tense of or 어요. And I just want to draw a distinction. There's another future tense that you will learn, which is the verb stem plus 겠다, 겠어요, 겠습니다. And that one, the difference I would say is that one's a very definitive, firm, like going to do. Whereas 을 거예요 is more of a future intention. As we look here, notice 을 거예요 expresses an action that's going to take place in the future. It's a construction. It's used with verbs. Now here's where we get, and this is a common pattern. Once you master this pattern, it's going to serve you with all different kinds of grammar patterns. If the verb stem ends in a consonant, then we're going to tag on there the 을 거예요. So like, let's just say 먹다. 미음 기억 먹다. So we would drop the da and add the, so I don't know if I'm good enough to write this here, but let's try it. So like if we did 먹다, so we would have the verb stem, 먹, and we would add the 을. Okay, not easy writing with a mouse. And then we would add the 거예요. Much better if I had a pen for this here. Okay, whereas if the verb stem ends in a vowel, then we can just add the real and 거예요. So like we take 가다, take the verb stem ka, and then all you need to do is add at the bottom 을, the real, 갈, and then the 거예요. Okay, so 갈 거예요. So learn that pattern of adding either 을 or just the real, depending on whether it ends in a consonant or in a vowel. So then let's keep going a little bit here. So examples there, just like I showed you here. 먹다 becomes, you add the 을, 먹을 거예요. 먹을 거예요, going to eat. 가다, we just add the real plus the 거예요, 갈 거예요. And then what do we have down here? We've got some examples. Anna, she. So Anna Miss Anna. 언제 부산에 갈 거예요? When are you going to go to Busan? 다음 주에 갈 거예요. 다음 주, next week, at, or during. 다음 주에 갈 거예요. 갈 거예요. I'm going to go next week. And then we've got, what's the very bottom here? Get myself out of the way. There we go. 오늘 친구하고 점심을 먹을 거예요. 오늘, today, 친구, friend, 하고, and. 점심을, lunch, 먹을 거예요. I'm going to eat lunch with my friend today. I said and, basically and with. So me and a friend are going to eat lunch today. 오늘 친구하고 점심을 먹을 거예요. All right. Then what do we have? So we're still on ul koeo. So what else do we have to learn about this here? With verbs that end in the consonant real, such as mandulda, salda, and nolda, the real of the stem is dropped, resulting in a verb stem that ends in a vowel. Yeah. So this is more of an irregular rule to learn here. So when you have verbs that end in the consonant real, such as mandulda, salda, and nolda, you're going to drop the real and then treat it like a stem that just ends in a vowel by just adding the real. So, like salda, let's go on here. Salda just becomes salkoeo. Mandulda becomes mandulkoeo. And then we have an example given here. 한국에서 살 거예요. I am going to live in Korea. Now, what else? When the subject of the sentence is the third person, for example, he, she, it, they, ul koeo can also express the speaker's guess about what the subject is probably like, or what the subject is probably doing, thinking, or feeling. This is why I say this is kind of a softer and more indefinite form of that future intention. It carries that kind of probably or likely kind of connotation. Let's look at the examples. Andy 씨가 운동을 좋아할 거예요. Andy probably likes sports. So notice that doesn't just mean Andy is going to like sports. It's Andy probably likes sports. Or Andy 씨가 지금 식당에 있을 거예요. Andy's probably in the restaurant now. Andy 씨가 생일이 5월일 거예요. I think Andy's birthday is in May. So far less definitive there. All right. 2번, number 2. 울 수 있어요, 울 수 없어요. So expressing the ability to or the inability to do something. So expresses the ability, possibility, or inability, impossibility. 울 수 있어요 is the positive form. 없어요 is the negative form. So remembering the verb of existence, 있어요, and non-existence, 없어요. If the verb stem ends in a consonant, so this is back to just like the rule with ul koeo. If it ends in a consonant, ul su 있어요, 없어요 is added. And if the verb ends in a vowel, you're just going to add the real, su 있어요, the real, su 없어요. So we see 먹다 becomes 먹을 수 있어요, able to eat. 먹을 수 없어요, not able to eat. I can eat, can't eat. Or 가다. Now we just add the real because there's just a vowel here, and the real can go at the bottom. So 갈 수 있어요, I can go. 갈 수 없어요, can't go. And 영어를 할 수 있어요. I can speak or can speak English. 오늘 갈 수 있어요. I can go today. 오늘 같이 공부할 수 없어요. I can't study together today. With verbs that end in the consonant real, such as mandulda, salda, and nolda. Same rule, just like we talked about with ul koeo. The real at the end is dropped, and then we add the pattern with the real, su isoyo, and upsoyo. So salda becomes sal su upsoyo, sal su isoyo. Sal su isoyo, I can live. Sal su upsoyo, can't live. All right, now we've got our adjectives. So adjectives in Korean are verbs, but the verbs function as adjectives. So when we look at our list here, let's look at examples. Quote. Quote is a flower, and we get the liaison of the ch coming over with the subject marker e. Kochi aramdawoyo. Kochi aramdawoyo. The flower is beautiful. So aramdapda would be the verb there, to be beautiful. Bangi jagayo. Bang. Bang is a room, subject marker e. Bangi. Jakda is the verb, jagayo, to be small. And then 한국 영화가, I know you can't see that very well because of the red in front of it here. There, you can see it a little better. We'll just look with the pointer here. 한국 영화가 재미있어요. Korean, movie, subject marker. 영화 is movie, 가, subject marker. 재미, fun, 있어요. 재미있다 is to be fun or to be interesting. So, what are the adjectives that we have here? 좋다, to be good. 좋다 becomes 좋아요. 크다, to be big. 커요. 크다 becomes 커요. 많다, to be many. Repeat after me. 많아요. Let's practice saying them again. Repeat after me. 좋아요. 커요. 많아요. 싸요, to be cheap. 높아요, to be high. 길어요, to be long. 길다, to be long, becomes 길어요. Repeat. 빨라요. 빨라요, to be fast. 더워요, to be warm or hot. 가까워요, to be close. 가깝다 is the verb to be close. 가까워요. 어렵다 is to be difficult. Repeat. 어려워요. 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 맛있다 is to be delicious. Repeat after me. 맛있어요. 맛있어요. To be interesting or to be fun. 재미있어요. 재미있어요. And then we have to be bad. 나쁘다 is the verb to be bad. Repeat. 나빠요. 나빠요. 작아요, to be small. 작아요. 적다. Repeat. 적어요. So to be small, 작아요. To be few, 적어요. To be expensive, 비싸요. 너무 비싸요, it's too expensive. 비싸요. 잘 듣고 따라하세요. 낮아요. 낮아요, to be low. 짧아요, to be short. 느려요. 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 Repeat. 느려요. To be slow. 추워요. To be cold. Now I want you to notice just the irregularity there. So when you have a verb where the stem ends in piep, 춥다, in the conjugation we drop that piep for the yo ending and becomes 추워요. So we replace that piep with the 워, yo, 추워요. All right, and then repeat the verb to be far, 멀어요. To be easy, 쉬워요. Same rule again that we talked about just a minute ago with 춥다. 쉽다 is to be easy. Drop the P up, add the wo. 쉬, 워, 요. 쉬워요. And then to be not delicious or to not be delicious. So mat is taste, 없어요, like to have no taste. 맛 없어요. 맛 없어요. And to be not interesting or not fun. 재미없어요. 재미없어요. All right. So that wraps up all of the grammar for Sogang 한국어 textbook 1B, 제1과 lesson 1. We had the future formation of ulkoeo, which expresses a future intention, can also express a possibility when speaking of others. Then the ulsu isoyo or ulsu opsoyo, which is the ability to or ability not to with whatever verb it's attached to. And then we got a whole slew of adjectives that we are adding to our vocabulary there. All right, so hope that helps. Hit me up with any comments, questions, ideas, complaints, whatever it is that you might have. And I guess with that being said, cue the music. 오늘도 함께 해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음에 또 만나요. 내가 너의 그늘이 돼줄게. 언제나